Welcome to the stream. What I'm pretty much doing is I am going to explain basically 4 games that I was working on and I created inside of GameMaker. I mean, that I made inside GameMaker and Construct 3. And we are going to get right into it. This one, the very first one, was just it was just a regular basic tutorial, which is called Ghost Shooter right here. We're going to open it right here. That is right there. So pretty much basically the point of this game is just to shoot the aliens and kill them to increase your score, which is on the top left right there. And you can shoot by clicking, moving with arrow keys, and just try not to die. Which if you die, let's say I get hit right here, game over, press space to restart. Pretty much most of the main features for this are pretty much walking around, moving your tilt, like moving your character around with the mouse, being able to shoot, then the AI of the monster pretty much, along with just shooting and having the explosions. Some bugs that were in here could make the person shoot extremely fast, which I'm going to show an example of right here. Pretty much, this is an auto clicker, but what it did is it made it so that you basically shot every every single tick. You would shoot the bullet instead of actually clicking, and that is a little bug that made the game extremely easy, as you're noticing. Because just by me doing this, I can just continue doing it, and nothing gets past. Which, yeah, I died. The way that we made this was by a tutorial that Construct made for us, pretty much. And it's just, and pretty much all it was is it was just, oh no, oh no. Pretty much all it was is basically just, I get, yeah, it was basically just like a little tutorial online that Construct 3 made for people that were beginning inside of this type of thing. Most of the hardships for it was probably, it was time consuming, probably just because it was the first thing that I've ever done in this type of way. This is the first time that I ever made something like a game. I've ever done any game design type of stuff, so I've made it slightly difficult. But at the same time, every whenever you try something new, you can't just immediately give up. You have to actually just continue trying for it. But I guess the main part is just also another big thing about it was just not attempting to not fail creating it, or like not accidentally screwing up the code, which is just looking at it every now and then whenever you do it, whenever you fail it. But that's pretty much just the basic of Ghost Shooter. So we're gonna leave that. The second game is Battle Pong. Pretty much all it is just Pong, but pretty much all it is it's just Pong, but except that's basically it. It's just Pong. Which the objective is to get this one ball to get over to the players to is to get past the blocks to score a point, which resets the thing, which resets the game, and you have to basically, and the game ends whenever someone scores 3 points, which I will show right here. Which then the game over appears. game over appears. Which I feel like while making this, there wasn't real the main things that you had to add in here was obviously the physics of the ball itself, getting the blocks to move around willy-nilly, the score to appear on the top left and right, and then probably the game over. But at the same time, it wasn't too difficult. I feel like the main issues with it was just getting the ball to move around and everything, which always isn't too difficult. You just have to follow the instruction, which for this one, instead of actually getting instructions for it, our teacher, Mr. Matthews, went over it with everyone. Which yes, it is helpful, but it can be very annoying whenever you're pretty much on track with everything, and it basically takes several classes to complete something that you can probably knock out in a short amount of time, which is something for me, because for this thing, I think if we had a bit of instructions, I might have been able to knock this thing out in maybe 2 hours, but from this it took us, I think, about 6 classes, I think, which isn't too bad, which is fine. But at the same time, it's always a little annoying. But that's not really. That's just a little selfish thing, because everyone takes their own time with everything. Which I feel like and then I guess another challenge was just getting the score to actually appear there, which is always slightly difficult. But at the same time, you can always but except with your pretty much teacher explaining everything, it's not too difficult, because even if you have an issue, the teacher knows exactly where you are, because everyone is there, which makes the teacher going over it with everyone a little better. But then again, it's not too good of a thing if someone wants to just finish everything immediately. But still, this game doesn't really have much to it besides just Pong and then the game over screen. It's just a little fun thing that we did. That was pretty much our first game that wasn't like a complete tutorial. We actually got to choose something, which was the ball, which I just got a random PNG off of Google, which is always nice. But I think that's pretty much it for Battle Pong, so we'll get off of that. Our third game, which is probably the one that took us, I think, the longest, is called Flip. So what this game is it is a top-down, oh wait, no, it's not top-down, but it is I totally forget the word for it. It's a platformer. This game is a platformer. It is a platformer, and the objective of this game is to collect all the bananas. Collect all the bananas right there that you see right there. Kill the knights with your coconut gun, which yes, this is definitely PG, even though we're using guns. And pretty much just to not lose all 3 of your lives. Which if you die from the knight, it is just a one-shot kill. You immediately die for this, and we explain that by not killing the person, by making it so that the knight just keeps on hitting you while you cannot move, which is always nice. Before it, I think the main hardships for making, which for this one what we did is we pretty much just got instructions for it of how to do it, so everyone could go at their own pace. Which yes, that is a really good thing, but everything has its downsides. Which, for example, this one, if someone had an issue, Mr. Matthews wouldn't have any idea where you are or what the issue was, or have any idea what the issue was, because everyone's at a different spot, and pretty much you have to know what it was. So if you wanted help, you had to know pretty much where it was, where the issue was, which is always which is normally fine, because that's pretty much just common sense. You have to know where you are inside something if you want help, which makes sense. But yeah, the main so I would say that probably main hardships here was getting the coconut to work, getting all the animations to work, getting this little mechanic called the super jump, which just makes flip jump extremely high. Probably the little life system, because let's say if I jump into this little portal, my lives are now down to 2. So that thing takes you down lives, while the knight just completely one-shot kills you, which is fine. Which that actually is a bug. I couldn't overcome it because I think it was probably perfectly fine for the game, because I would say we're turning this is a robot monkey. I don't think he can survive a knight stabbing him. Which obviously, if we're saying with a portal by Rick and Morty, not Spawn, don't copyright me, please. I would say that Flip is just he's just traumatized by getting sent through a Rick and Morty portal, because he's so traumatized, because he'd rather not get copyrighted, which I feel like is always good. Which I feel like Flip has a good mind, because he doesn't want to get copyrighted by Adult Swim, because we stole a PNG of his portal. But yeah, probably the main issues was getting the score to pop up, the ammo, and then the lives, which that did appear there. It just took a little bit. The night mechanics is a little difficult, but not really. It just took a bit for it, just because it was just time consuming, I would say. But one big thing whenever you're working on things like this is getting the actual game, is not messing up a single thing for the game. Because if you would probably screw up one single key, you're basically completely screwed and you can't do anything about it. Because the second you screw up like a little key right there, you are basically just screwed in that case, where you can't really do anything else to help you out. But at the same time, it's just most of the hardships for this game was obviously just the little key fixes, the little keys that the little key just not messing up the controls, not messing up any of these things. But it's not too hard to mess up, because it gives you automatic things right here. But yeah, that is Flip the Robot Monkey. Which our fourth and final game is called, which this was the first one that we did on Game Maker. This is called Blaster Faster. I will Blaster Faster, which I will make appear right about now. Right about now, if I can make it to work. Okay. Okay. So Blaster Faster is an interesting game because pretty much what the objective is to basically deal with all these is to deal with different spaceships around you and not die. Which by killing them, you have this little score right there, and you also have the lives right there. You have to survive all the ships with these lasers right here that you shoot. Which if we use an auto clicker again, it appears again. It shoots extremely fast, and that will probably make the game extremely broken again. Which we did not find a bug for this. I just wanted to test this out because I'm a child. But yeah. Basically, and then for this one, we did something different for the this game because we had so for this game we had something extremely different because we had so for this one we did have something very different because we watched an educational video of someone basically showing us how to do this. Which for it's good. Like that is probably better than reading it just because you watch someone else do it themselves. But I feel like the main thing about that is that you don't know, like, most of the videos were like 7 to 10 minutes of the narrator just talking complete nonsense and of you not understanding what was going on and of you basically just not listen and you pretty much not you basically not understanding much that they're saying because a lot of the stuff is just nonsense. Also, for a bonus, for some of it, he purposely gave you wrong thing. He purposely put in wrong things inside of the code. So if you're going to be skimming the game, if you're going to be skimming around to try to fix it, it's not really that useful because in the process by skimming around you might accidentally put in something and then in the process your game just sucks. But I think it was a good thing, just that you kind of have to skim around just to not waste 20 minutes on a video that probably takes 5 minutes. But yeah. But then the main things that were challenging in this was 100%, I would say, it was definitely the AI. The AI was definitely a pain for this. Yeah, the AI was definitely a pain for this game. Just because I would say mainly just because the main reason why the AI was tough was because you had to make it move towards you. You had to have the second one. You had to give everything armor. You had to do all that stuff, which makes it very annoying, I would say. Which with the guys, you see that all of them which some of the people have armor, some of the people do not have armor. Which is sort of annoying, but normally it's fine. It's fine because it ended out fine. The end of it ended out perfectly okay. Gosh darn it. Okay. I can't really show this because I have to do things right, because I have to click things right away because I have to start it up. I have to start up the preview, then I have to immediately after that click on this. Dude, okay, there we go. I finally got it. Okay, but yeah, the main hardship was definitely getting the lasers to work for the game. Probably getting the lasers to work because there were literally two different because we made scripts for each laser getting fired, which was sort of a pain to make. Also, the AI we had for the AI for the shooting the laser that was tough to make. The most of the particles were also quite difficult, but at the same time, just by watching it and understanding what you're doing is always helpful for this game. But I think that's pretty much it for Blaster Faster. So that is the end. So those are my 4 games that I played. That was that was Alien Shooter. I think that was Ghost Shooter, Battle Pong, Flip the Robot Monkey, and Blaster Faster. And that is also going to be the end of my stream. I hope you enjoyed watching, and goodbye.